it's 4:50. There's 9 o'clock now.
There, it's only a few seconds out. I'm going over this side. Boom, boom, boom. And then it will come up with your...
It's a 1, 2, 3 deal.
It did it.
Oh, did it
You
already?
missed it.
I missed it.
And then it will come up with, hopefully, the questions.
Testing.
Yeah,
3,
it's...
2, 1.
I think there's a time delay in this, isn't there? Because we don't...
What happened?
There's a time delay.
Oh, time delay.
Because the funny thing is, there's absolutely nobody on yet. So, I don't know what happens with it.
We'll go back to taking a nap.
Well, I'm getting to that stage. That would be a more profitable use of time.
You know, the CPAP, I have to tell you about it. There's all kinds you can get, but the one I have is a cat. And who's that?
Bow.
Bow.
Yes.
If it makes too much pressure, it puffs
Your
air
eye.
in your eye, and that's not good.
No. And did you set the pressure for it, or did the
Somehow,
doctor?
somebody else sets it. Mine, I have to turn it off and turn it on again, and it starts low again.
Does that happen at 4 hours?
Yeah.
Because there's something that increases the pressure over a 4-hour period, and then you turn it off, and then it starts all over again.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep, there's that. Well, then there is the water. Let me tell you about the water part. Because they're supposed to get a bit of water down in there. And water, whatever it is, thing. And it's the exact amount that's in one of those small
Water bottles.
small water bottles from
Yeah.
Maine. And I try to collect 3 of them, and every time I collect 3 of them, somebody thinks they're bad and they throw them out. But they are my way of filling this. So last night I didn't have the thing to fill it with, so I stuck my finger in, and there was some in there, I knew, because I could feel a little bit. So I just poured some in, but I poured already too much. So it's already overflowing. Now I have nothing, now I'm told not to get up.
Oh gosh.
Not to get up unless I have someone to help me. So I'm looking around here, and there is nothing to scoop just a little water out of this thing, except to take a Turkish towel and dunk a corn in and soup it up and take it out. So this morning, when Judy gets here, they've got this towel that's sort of half soaked. What the hell's going on? It was one of those things.
So that's funny. So this is it all just, yeah, I think it's working now. Yeah. It's because I started reading about it last night, and it's quite complicated for the novice, I think.
Well, I probably ought to read it because I never did. I never did.
Oh dear.
But I do like it.
Do you think it makes a big difference?
Keeps the flies out of your nose.
Well, that's a good thing.
There you are.
Yeah.
And you can't, around here, mosquitoes, flies, they're buzzing all over, but you've got no problem when you got a thing on your feet.
Yeah, that's true. And does it smell?
No.
No, it's just.
Unless you put smelly in it.
Ew.
I don't put smelly in it.
No. I don't think that would be any use.
But it's funny, if I want to take a nap, I'll put that thing on. I'm going.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think, I think there's something about you have to use it the majority of the time, otherwise insurance doesn't cover it.
There is something to do with the world is connected to it. I don't know exactly how.
Right.
But somebody keeps track of
What's going on with it?
what I'm doing with it, which is amazing because there are days I leave it on by mistake.
They're going to think you're sleeping non-stop.
But I do like it. I think mostly because of the fly problem.
Well,
It really is.
but it does help you sleep.
Huh?
It does. You
Oh,
do
yeah.
sleep with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sleep all the way through. Usually, I do wake up. I can take an aspirin or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you, I get quite upset because when I'm waking up and I'm gasping, next to earbuds in. He doesn't even hear me making all this effort to breathe.
No.
Like, seriously?
Tom didn't even know I was in the bed.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I could have passed out from lack of oxygen and he'd be oblivious. But I'm sure one of the dogs would get up.
This whole oxygen bit is amazing because I bought, you know, those things they put on your finger.
Yeah.
I bought 3 of them for $10 on eBay a long time ago when
Yeah.
they first came out. So they're cheaply made.
Yeah.
And then as life went on, I carried them into an emergency room, and I compared them with their big one that cost $1 million.
Yeah.
And they're about the same.
Yeah.
Now, well, whether or not there's any meaning to the whole thing, I don't know, because I know these 3 for $10 is not what you usually do.
In fact, the batteries are probably
Right.
more expensive.
I'm sure Medicare gets paid more than that for it.
Yeah.
And while I was in that rehab center, they were always really careful to do that every time they came in the place.
Yeah. Everybody takes your oxygen now.
Yeah, and it's always fine.
Well, the funny thing is with this, with the sleep monitor, and they do an oxygen monitor, and it's really stuck in your finger. It's silicon. It goes right the way down to there, and in fact, your finger's useless for that whole time. Mine goes down to 77 when I'm in the middle of one of these
77's low.
Yeah, because I remember.
80.
Because I remember that when we were in hospital the first time with you. Remember?
89 is low.
Yeah. So
77 is terrible.
yeah, but I presume that's when I've decided not to breathe, you know.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So it's interesting though.
It's interesting.
Something else to study.
Yeah. But I think that thing is very useless.
Yes. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, so we've had a bit of rain today, which is a shame because
we did have rain.
yeah, we did have just nothing desperately heavy, but enough so that everything was coated, which is more of a concern on Meredith because Meredith's hay is on the ground at the moment. So it's but I think we've got. I mean, I think I saw a temperature of 93 coming in next week.
Oh wow.
At which point I was trying to think if I could get to Alaska that quickly. But then I saw in the news that Alaska is under a heat advisory.
Oh really?
For the first time in goodness knows how many decades. Wow. Yes. So there goes that plan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much craziness with hot weather.
Hot weather.
Yeah. So that's not going to work. And Janine and Judy went out to do a job this morning.
They were.
And Bud joined them.
They were for this morning and this morning and this morning and this afternoon and this afternoon. They didn't get home till 2 o'clock.
Yes.
And they weren't doing the job till 2 o'clock.
I think they had a problem loading one with horns.
Oh, I heard about that one. They had a bit of a problem.
Yes. Just a touch.
Well, yeah. I'm not sure where if you could identify where the problem started, but the problem started with the fact that Elvis can produce a lot of fluid.
Yes, he can.
Very quickly, without warning, and just go on it. And you're expected to fix it.
Yes.
And to run around and get a pee pad, that is not going to do it.
No. You'd need several.
So Janine ended up using some of my language that I'm so famous for, and she got stuck on the horns of the cab. It was a big. I should have been there.
Yes. Anyway.
She got stuck straddling Elvis.
Yep.
Who didn't want to move at that point because he slipped.
Yes.
In his pee.
Oh.
But he was very popular. I mean, my God, they thought that was wonderful, Mrs. Callan.
he's got a tremendous presence.
He does.
Hasn't he?
That's what he has, his presence.
Yeah.
And horns.
And horns.
The
Yeah.
horns are significant. They're not long,
No.
but they are massive.
Yes, they're sturdy, aren't they?
They're very sturdy.
Yeah. They
So-
seem to be growing in girth as opposed to in length.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. That certainly is true.
We're just lucky he's so placid.
So Janine straddling him, it wasn't working too well.
No.
Anyway.
And you know what? If that boy thinks he's got food behind you, Elvis, if he thinks there's food behind you,
Oh, really?
oh, he just keeps going, duh, 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 and he's quite determined. He's quite the boy. So fortunately, it was Judy, Bud, and
Is she
Janine.
going to grow horns?
Yes, but the funny thing is, his cows seem to have the needle horns that come out the front like Maybelline.
Hers will be like Maybelline?
Yes, remember they're called needle horns and they come out the front. So,
I see you know a lot about horns.
no, only because somebody told me.
Oh. And you remember. Okay, well, I don't remember anything.
Well, so, we'll wait and see.
Okay. We'll work on that problem.
Yeah, and I think the goats decided to take a liking to the fake plants,
Yep.
because they are not discerning eaters, I can tell you.
Yeah.
So chaos ensued.
She took goats and did she take a rabbits too?
No. Probably because she couldn't catch them. Because I was standing outside the house with the goat bottles ready to go, and as I'm standing there, I'm watching what's going on, and here's the rabbits going badoing, badoing, badoing over the hill, and I thought, well, the rabbits aren't going today. So they were quite happy out bouncing around on, that must have been Puppy Hill at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all way over, coming
It's
over the
amazing
hill.
if they stay on Puppy Hill.
Yeah,
That the fencing is.
I know. So far.
So far, so good.
I think we've got
We need to get some white bunny.
a white bunny. I don't think you get the big bunnies in white.
Yeah.
You'd have to get smaller ones.
One time I had to have 100 white bunnies, and I got them from a place up in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
They are around. And you know who's the contact for things like that is the fair.
Oh, right.
They have an index of people that
The
go.
breeders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, any big rabbit would be fine. The
Right.
ones that got colors.
Yeah.
The brown you can't see too. Lovely rabbits.
Yeah. I tell you the problem with those rabbits is that unless you've got a point of index, when they're in over there, you think, is that one of the wild bunnies or is that one of ours? And then when you see them in comparison to a wild bunny, you think, no, that's ours. Because they are enormous.
If we could make a video of you guys getting ready to go, it would sell.
Yeah.
I tell you. By the time you're pushing Elvis onto the thing, putting the bunnies in the back of the car, or the dog getting upset with the bunnies, it's a picture.
Do you know, there was one Friday night that Janine was scheduled to bring Elvis from Meredith to here for a dog fest, and she basically spent the Friday night trying to get him onto the trailer. So he's actually much better now, but he just planks his feet and he won't move. You can't turn him. He just goes. It's like he freezes in spots, and you can't move him at all.
He's now not so bad.
No, he's not so bad.
But he's still not good.
But sometimes he still takes a little notion.
There is a good picture of her pushing him
Oh,
from the rear end.
Yep.
But we could make a movie of getting ready for this stuff.
Yes.
It really is like comical.
Yeah. So that was the job this morning in Oceanside, and I finished painting the walls of the chicken hut.
This thing,
No, the one up there.
The inside?
No, the walls of the outside.
The walls of the outside brown.
They're dark grey.
Dark gray?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to match the house?
No, I'm going to do the trim in wood.
Oh.
So there. We're going
Okay.
to try it and see what it looks like. But I've still got the trim to do.
Wow.
I'll tell you, those mosquitoes were rampant last night. As I'm standing.
I don't know. I don't have a problem yet.
Oh, they were terrible. I'm standing up the top of the ladder. Nick's holding the ladder, and we're both going, ow! I'm like, Nick, hit it, hit it. He's like, I can't take my hands off the ladder because you know it's on such a slope. So we're standing there, bitten alive. Such is life, though.
Such is life.
Yeah, keeps us all going. Right, let's see what we've got in.
Yeah, that's maybe something to think about. Could we put together a 5-minute video?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what would we take and how would we take it and stuff. Start thinking
about it.
It would be interesting.
Tapley is a black and white horse. I'm not 100% sure what breed she is. I have a funny feeling, I'm not sure if she's got any draft in her.
What?
We're trying to work out, you know the black and white horse that's in the arena? We're trying to work out what kind of horse she is.
4-legged.
Yep, 4-legged, black and white. There we go. We're good at this. I'm really not very sure.
That's the kind that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And they were terribly looked down upon from the fence jumping bunch
Yeah.
that we now have. That was terrible. And Palominos were awful. And now they're accepted.
Yeah,
Of
very
course-
and
of course.
desired actually.
Yeah.
People desire paint horses
Yeah.
because they're not brown.
Yeah.
Now
Of
people are.
course, now women are now accepted in a lot of places they weren't accepted.
Well, yes, this is true.
People are learning.
Oh.
Seems like a nice horse. I just don't know. I don't know.
I think she's very nervous.
Never.
So she was charging around last night. She broke through the fences because she's been by herself, but able to touch noses, etc., through the fences. But last night she decided that wasn't enough. So she broke through to get in with the rest of the herd, and then she was charging around. So we think that what she's done is she's been going so fast, she's probably bruised the soles of her feet. And she's bruised the sole of her feet. She's been up and down the hills. And you know, when you do that, you raise the stones and the rocks up. And she was quite, frantic about it. So we think she's lame this morning. So there's no damage to her leg. So it looks like she's probably just stood awkwardly on a rock.
I don't know. Did she have no shoes on?
I think she's barefoot, yes.
Huh.
Yep. So, anyway, so she is okay, but I think it was self-inflicted, unfortunately.
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
Usually a horse is barefoot because somebody can't pick up their feet, or their knee or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Not sure. I think outreach visit was super. Oh, that's good. It looks like Dee is going to go home next Tuesday.
Who is?
Dee. Remember she was in having the operation on her femur.
Oh, yes.
That's super.
Yes.
That's good news. Ooh, that might be handy, Joe.
How about Bella? Do we have a report on Bella?
No, you're the one that's organising Bella.
No, I'm not. I'm not organising anybody.
Was
No,
Beth?
Heather.
Is it Heather?
Heather was supposed to be thinking about Bella.
Oh, right, okay.
Why are there two of me over there?
No.
Are there, oh, no.
No, one's me. One's me.
Oh, my word. That's one thing I have noticed is that I assume different things that visually, and it looked to me like there are two of me with a white sweater, and the white head is on. It doesn't look like that head belongs to both white sweaters.
Well, but you know what the problem is? It's so far away and it's tiny.
Yeah, the thing. But my vision is screwy because last night, Janine came in with the car and then she left with the car. And then she came back with the car and she parked it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And on the television, it was over there.
All right. Yeah.
But it was black. It was gray.
Because it's a night vision.
Because the night vision had taken over, and then she came back and in color. Okay.
Yeah. There is.
I spent a great deal of time with the light fixture on top of the white building out there.
Uh-huh.
That I moved that around that building.
And your fairy lights as well. They're another fun one.
Yeah. When my eyes are doing funny things.
Yeah. And there's a lot of movement because Nick, this one really throws me for 6. Nick comes up with the torch.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what on earth is that light down there? And it's him, because what he does is he sometimes brings trash down and he puts it in the and I'm like, that light's all over the place. But it's Nick with it's Nick with a torch. So that's what's going on. And this thing is stuck, or it's questions again. So I might have to just answer them online.
Are there people watching us?
Yes, there are. There are 148. 148 people who are also awake at the same time as us.
Okay.
Which is a pretty big achievement, I think.
Okay. Was there anything I was supposed to tell them?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know, because that would have been left with you. Tomorrow's...
Sometimes there's things that, tell them at mail call and that.
Yeah. I think Bow's still working on the flooring upstairs, which is good.
Yeah.
Getting that all sorted, which is lovely. And
This flooring is nice.
and it cleans really easily.
It what?
It's easy to clean.
Yes, it is. It doesn't bruise easily.
No, which is what we need.
No, but I do think we should wax it.
Right.
Because between the boards there is a tiny
Crack. Yeah.
And as I told everybody somewhere else, you can't have a floor that lets stuff get underneath
No, you cannot. This is very true.
without massive problems.
Indeed. Right. So, looks like, weather permitting, which it should be, that Rainbow are coming here on Friday.
Oh, good.
That'll be nice.
What time are they coming?
Do they normally come up at 10:30?
That would be great because there's a guy coming.
Uh-huh.
I have a date Friday.
Oh, now you tell us.
Well, I don't know how to tell you. Chris, the local Rotary Club has sort of assigned him to me because God knows this is isolating.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't really talked to anybody all day except Janine
And Judy.
and Judy and you, and
Yeah.
that's really kind of...
Gets boring after a while, doesn't it?
It does, it gets boring. So, they have assigned him to me or something. He's coming to see on Friday.
Oh, well, that's super. You'll have a chaperone of 20 people.
There you go.
You'll be fine.
Yep. Yep.
And lots of animals.
Yep.
That'll be nice. And so that's us for Tuesday.
Tuesday. Every day. Yep. Tuesday evening.
Yep. That's us.
It's done now.
We're done. We're nearly done. I've got to go and
Okay.
go for a dog walk.
Donna bought us some lovely food.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Was she here today?
No.
At the weekend?
She did, but there's stuff in there I know
Oh, right. You've seen it.
that I want to get into.
Yes. That will be good.
She does a hell of a job.
She certainly does. And she'll be back on Friday, because she'll pick up Penny
That's right.
and take her for the
We're
weekend.
gonna have sharing of dog.
Yeah.
Penny's going to be a weekend dog for them.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That'll be lovely.
Yeah. They love her.
Yeah. She's a lovely dog.
She's a nice dog. She does drive me nuts because she's in my face.
I know.
You know, it just will not. Anyway, it's working fine, so
Well,
they're thrilled.
which is lovely.
Lovely. Lovely.
So that's good.
I asked
And
Donna if she wanted to go with us into the nursing home, and she didn't want to do that.
no, probably because she's been in situations like that all her life.
I know. She is an RN.
Yeah. Exactly.
However,
She's experiencing her well-deserved retirement.
right. We're straight off the farm.
Yes.
Okay, what else is that all we got for today?
That's all we've got for today, I think. I think. Because this is not uploading.
So
Right.
Saturday and Sunday, we don't do this on Saturday and Sunday.
No, we don't.
Okay.
And it seems to be at the moment there's a lot of people turning up on weekends.
Good.
You know, there's quite a lot of things going on.
Good. Good.
Yeah. And Janine should be just on her way back.
She's on what?
Her way back here.
From where?
She was looking at something this afternoon.
Oh, shoot, furniture.
Yeah, furniture.
Right.
So I think she'll be back, and I'll go and bring your dogs over. So what?
Okay, well, thank you for the 3 pieces of junk mail. Really appreciate it. This bottom one is not totally junk.
No, I
Let me go.
thought you might like reading that.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Did you look at it?
I did. I thought Carlene will like to say, I invented that years ago.
Whatever works.
Yes.
I've run into this catalog before, and I have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I think I will peruse it again.
Exactly. It was hardly worth walking down the driveway.
Whoops, yep. So that's what I'm going to do for the next half hour.
Excellent. Basic entertainment.
Right.
Okie dokie. So we'll be back tomorrow.
We apparently will.
Yeah, allegedly.
See if they can